Welcome to part 2 of how to set up a gaming PC. In this video, we're going to be adding Windows to the budget gaming PC. We're going to be adding all of the drivers that we need to add to make sure that it's running sweet. And we're going to add a couple of games and see how they perform on this £550 gaming PC. Alright, so first of all, you're going to need to add Windows to a USB stick. I do have another video on how to do that. I will link that video up here. Check that video out. There's also a link in the description on how to add Windows to a USB stick. Check that one out first, go watch that, and then come back. Now, if you've done that or you've already got one, let's start getting Windows installed to our little budget gaming PC. All right, so the installation of Windows is pretty simple. Just follow the prompts, just hit next. So obviously I'm in the United Kingdom, so we want English United Kingdom, English United Kingdom on that, United Kingdom on that, hit next. Install now. So we don't have a product key at the moment. You know, when you're ready, if you've got a product key or like that, you can put one in there, but we don't have one at the moment. So I'm just gonna click on, I don't have a product key. So we're going to be installing Windows 10 Home, so we'll hit next. Accept, next. So we're going to do a custom install Windows only. So we're going to select our unallocated space just there, select that and then hit next. And then now Windows will just go through the process of copying files and doing everything that it needs to do. All right, so the installation of the files is done. Next thing we need to be doing is just follow the prompt. So it says, let's get started with a region. Is this correct? United Kingdom? Yep. Is this the right keyboard layout? United Kingdom? Yep. Do you want to add a second keyboard? Skip. Let's connect to the network. So we're connected there, hit next. So I'm gonna ask you to do a pin, whatever pin you wanna do. So next thing, go through all of these prompts, select whichever ones you want to do or you don't want to do. It's completely up to you. And then, eventually, after going through a million different bloatware questions, you will get, we're getting everything ready for you. All right, so Windows is now installed and we're getting closer to being able to play some games. Open up Internet Explorer and in the search bar, we're going to be typing in the motherboard that we have. So the motherboard that we've got in this build is the B450 Mortar Max by MSI. Make sure you put driver in as well so we get to the right page. So we'll go to the drivers page here and we're going to be downloading a few things. So first one is our BIOS. We're going to be downloading the most recent BIOS update. So you can see there's one here that was released on the 16th of the 6th, 2020. So we're going to download that. We're going to save it to our desktop. Hit save. Then on our drivers, we're going to go over and we're going to select Windows 10 64-bit because that's what we're using. If you're using Windows 7 or something like that, don't see why you would be nowadays, but if you are, then select that. And then we are going to come over to our chipset drivers, download them, hit save, save as, desktop, save. We're going to also install our AMD graphics drivers. Same again, hit save as, desktop, save. We've got our Realtek HD universal driver as well. Download that, save, save as, desktop, save. And then our LAN drivers for our internet. So download that, save, save as, desktop, save. Sweet. Now you can also add a few other things, like if you've got LEDs and stuff like that on your motherboard or whatever, you can use MSI Dragon Center to potentially control those LEDs. And you've got control centers here, but we don't need them right now, so we'll close that down. And then we've got all of our folders here on the left side. So we're going to right click the folder, click extract all, and then we're going to click extract. And that's done, close that. And then we're going to move that up next to its corresponding folder. Same again, click, extract all, extract. Move it. Click, extract all, extract. Close that, move that, extract all, extract. Job done, move them, and then we can get rid of all of these zip folders now. So make sure it's got a little zip on it. You can see there's a little zip there. Oh, select them ones and only them ones, and then delete. And then what we're going to be doing is going through each of these and installing them. So we'll click on this AMD chipset, click on that, click on that. Yes. We'll click on all those, install. And then it's going to ask us to restart. We don't want to restart yet because we've got other things to install, so just hit close. And then the AMD chipset drivers is done, so hit delete that folder because we're done with that. Next one, double click, scroll down until you see setup. So you can see setup there, double click, yes. And then that one's done, finish, close that, delete that. Next one, same again, click, setup, yes. Install. And then it's going to ask us to restart again, but we're not doing that just yet. So just click finish. That's that done. Delete. And then we've got this one, which is our Realtek audio. Same again, scroll down until you find setup, double click. Yes. Again, we don't want to restart just yet, so no, I will restart this computer later. Finish. Done. Done. Delete. Oh, hold on. Delete. Give it a minute and then we'll be able to delete it. So that one's done with, so just move that out of our way. And then finally, we've got our BIOS update. So this, you're gonna need another USB stick for, so you can either use the same stick that you've already used, or you're gonna need another one. So if we select that, and then if we open this file as well, you can move the file things side to side, so like that. So if you click on the BIOS one, we want this file right here. So this is E7B89AMS.28. So we want that file. So we're going to drag and drop that onto our USB stick. And that is done. Okay. So that's done. That's on the USB stick. That's all of the things sorted. So now we can restart the computer. And then once the screen goes off, black, and then starts to come back on again, we're just going to mash delete. So we're just going to mash delete now until the BIOS comes up. When we're in the BIOS, we're also going to do something else. Right, so because we've mashed up delete, we've got the BIOS screen on. Now before we update the BIOS, look at the memory. So you can see our current memory is 2133 megahertz, but we've installed 3200 megahertz RAM. So that's not right. So on this one, it's dead easy. You can see here, it says XMP profile. So profile 1, it's got 2933 megahertz. Profile 2 is 3200 megahertz. So we're going to want to, so up here you can see AXMP, select that, and that will change the RAM. So if we hit close, hit yes, that'll go off. When it comes back on again, we're going to be wanting to be mashing delete if that's the key that we use to get to the BIOS. There we go. And if we go to the memory now, you can see we've now got 3200 megahertz RAM. So make sure you check that when you set up your gaming PC, because for some reason it always defaults to that very low number. All right, so next thing we're going to do is update the BIOS. So we're going to go to M-Flash just here, click on that. System will auto reboot and enter flash mode. Do you want to enter flash mode? Yes. All right, so you can see here we've got our USB stick and we've got the software on here. So we are currently on the BIOS. We're on version 270. The BIOS that we're about to update to is 280, so we do actually need to do this update. So we'll select that. Do we want to, are you sure you want to select this file? Yes. Now while this is happening, make sure that this computer does not lose power. You got to be very, very careful. Don't mess, don't touch, don't do anything until this has finished the process. Because if it doesn't finish the process, you could potentially brick your computer and then you're gonna have to go and get yourself a new motherboard or try get it fixed or something like that, which is just don't do it. Just let it do its thing. Go get a brew. And there we go. That is the BIOS updated, all done, ready to go. So there's only one more thing to do. Let's get a couple of games on this PC and see what it's capable of. Alright, so let's have a quick look to see what's what on here. So we're currently running at 70 frames per second, and these are the settings that we've got. So we're on full screen, 1920 by 1080, and we've got on here, we've got far, medium, high, medium, low. We are looking at the FPS as well, so we can see all that. Let's see how it performs. Now there may be a little bit of stuttering and there may be a little bit of jittery, just because I'm currently using a recording software to record the gameplay. So there may be a little bit of jittery because I've not got the recording software set up correctly. But, you know, don't let that influence what's going on, because on my side, from what I can see, everything is running very smooth. We're getting between 80 and 100 frames per second, which is not bad at all, considering the price of this computer. Just got nailed by Wolverine. Anyway, right, so we get the point. We was running, you know, around about 100 FPS on there, so that is more than good enough for what we need on this PC. So there we go. So there you go, guys. That is how you set up a gaming PC from start to finish. I hope you've enjoyed this video series. If you have, smash that like button for me, I'd appreciate it. This channel is still very new, so I would appreciate if you guys would hit that subscribe button so that you can keep your eyes open for the next video that I release. Guys, thank you so much for your support so far. It's very much appreciated. I will see you all in the next video. you.